Alright guys, welcome back to, unfortunately, 3 days later. Basically what happened was life. Um, what can I say? But, 3 days ago I went to Queens, was tired, and then I started talking to, and I commute. So I'm the only person responsible for getting myself to and from to my school and back. So yeah, also on the top of that, excuses, I know. I'm gonna come up with a way to get an SSH terminal onto my tablet so I'm just able to just directly on the go do this type of stuff because time is, when you come home after studying for tacos too for your 9:25 a.m. class. I no lie, I just kind of ate yesterday and I went to sleep. You know what I mean? It's currently 5:12 a.m. You know, got up, had to go pray, so let's just get started. Let's get like maybe I have until maybe 6 a.m., 6:20. But yeah, the hope is to not be reliant on this soon. Maybe this setup, maybe some videos in the future. You won't see my face. Maybe for the next month. I don't know. Depends on what I do because I'll be just program in my actual commute using my tablet or something. Explore my OneDrive. I'm not interested. Alright, let's see. Let's go to here. Python Crash Course. Yeah! And I got a good heart like your mom. Sorry, no, like your mom. That's such a beautiful dream, y'all. Such a beautiful dream. Like, it wasn't the beautifulest dream, but I don't know, bro. I woke up today and I'm like, wow. I really, I had a dream where I was just like a really beautiful version of either France and then like a really beautiful version of like California. And I'm like, wow. Escapism. And, like I woke today and I'm like, wow. I really was thought like, wow, one day I should just get like a pretty frilly dress or something and wear it to go to a ball or something. Cause like that would be crazy. Cause yeah, but yeah, I had some pretty nice settings behind me. I was gonna I feel like this setting gets old. It's not, nah, it's not. It's just this. It is what it is. But I have some pretty backgrounds I would like to, show the world. Other than this, it's alright. Anyways, so let's see. We are here. So the value associated with favorite language. So we already learned about how to use tabs and new lines. So we said, right over here to add a tab to your text, use the combination. Oh my goodness, what are you? Disruptive force. Goodness. Can you tell I just booted up my computer? Okay. To add a tab to your text, use the character combination \t print python. To add a new line, string, use character combination \n print languages in Python and C in JavaScript. You can also combine tabs and new lines in a single string. Irrelevant. Sorry, my phone is irrelevant. In a single string. Use a character combination \n, so print languages, You can also combine tabs and new lines in a single string. The string \n \t tells Python to move a new line and start the next line with a tab. The following examples show how you can use one line string to generate 4 lines of output, so languages Python, C, JavaScript. Okay. New lines and tabs will be very useful in the next chapter when you start to produce many lines of output just from a few lines of code, stripping white space of new lines of code. So stripping white space. Extra white space can be confusing in your programs. To programmers, Python and Python with the space on the right hand side look pretty much the same, but to a program, they are two different things. Python detects the extra space in Python and considers it significant unless you tell it otherwise. It's important to think about white space because you'll often you'll want to compare the two strings to determine whether they are the same. So I want to compare the two strings whether they're the same. For example, one important instance might involve checking people's usernames to see usernames when they log into a website. Extra white space can be confusing in much simpler situations as well. Fortunately, Python makes it easy to eliminate extra white space from data that people enter. Python can look for extra white space on the right and left hand sides of a string to ensure that no white space exists on the right hand side of a string. Use the rstrip method. So favorite language, Python. That's the method that acts on the actual variable. So, favorite language equals Python. Favorite language, Python. Favorite language dot Python. Favorite language dot rstrip Python. Favorite language, Python. See the difference between that, y'all? We got this, and then we just got this. Got two different methods. The value associated with favorite language contains an extra white space at the end of the string. Right here. How when you ask Python for this value in a terminal session, you can see the space at the end of the value. Yeah. When the rstrip method acts on the variable favorite language, this extra space is removed. However, it is only removed temporarily. If you ask for the value including the extra, oh my goodness, so disruptive. Okay, sorry. If you ask for the value including the extra white space, so if this extra space is a favorite, I hate how they mess up my flow, whisper flow. Sorry, if this extra space is of favorite language again, the string looks the same as when it was entered, including extra white space. So let's see. The value associated with favorite language contains extra white space at the end of the string. And you ask Python for this value in a terminal session, you can see the space at the end of the value. When the rstrip method acts on a variable favorite language, the extra space is removed. However, it can only be removed temporarily. If you ask for the value of favorite language again, the string looks the same as it was when it was entered, including the extra white space. Okay. Including the extra white space. Yeah, that makes sense. To remove white space from the string permanently, you have to associate the strip value with the variable name. Favorite language Python with the variable name favorite language Python, favorite language equals favorite language from the string permanently. Oh, that's interesting. So you could literally just say favorite language equals Python, but favorite language will always equal itself with this method acting on the variable. So if anytime you use the variable, it has to output Python. Interesting. To remove the white space from a string, you strip the white space from the right-hand side of the string and then associate the new value with the original variable. What? So to remove the white space from the string, you strip the white space from the right-hand side and then associate the new value with the original value. So favorite language equals Python. Okay. Then favorite language, you got rstrip as Python with the rstrip. Favorite language lstrip, that's the lstrip. So then favorite language dot strip. I guess we just strip and hold that. That's messed up. That sounds weird. In this example, we start with a value that has white space at the beginning. Oh, both sides with strip and then lstrip method for the left side. Nice. In this example, we start with the value that has white space at the beginning and the end. The beginning and the end. So we have white space on both sides, high key. And then we remove the extra white space from the right hand side. And then from the left hand side and from both sides by using the strip function, the strip method. So then experimenting with these stripping functions can help you become familiar with manipulating strings. In the real world, these stripping functions are used most often to clean up user input before it's stored in a program. That makes sense. So let's do removing prefixes. When working with strings, another common task is to remove a prefix. Consider a URL with the common prefix https://. We want to remove this prefix so we can focus on the part of the URL that the users need to enter into an address bar. Here's how to do that. So basically, we have no storage underscore URL equal HTTPS, but what is this? A semicolon? I always forget this. It's semicolon // no storage dot com. It's not a semicolon. It's just a colon. HTTPS colon // no storage dot com no storage underscore URL dot remove prefix HTTPS colon // So we just gotta remember that. Let's remove this whole prefix. Dot remove prefix. Enter the name of the variable followed by a dot. So we get no source.com. Enter the name of the variable followed by a dot, and then use the method remove prefix inside the parentheses, and enter the prefix you want to remove from the original string. So I guess let's whip it up. Let's whip it up like a stir fry. Come on now. It's so disrespectful. Okay. So this is our f strings right here. Okay, tab.py. We already worked on our tabs, but yeah, I guess I could just quickly tell you how to do the example. We want to write languages, Python, C, JavaScript. Hi key, I'm gonna just do print languages. We can hold it. Yeah, that print languages slash new no. Why am I this? What's happening? Oh, right, we forgot. That new line. It's Python, C, JavaScript. Python. That's. I think I know how to spell it, but C, JavaScript. Why are you giving me this big underline? Yucky yuck. So what do you have a problem with now, buddy? I put a colon here. Sorry, y'all. There we go. And if I want to add a nice little tab here, I can just do. Sorry, but where's my what I look right here. T. Oh, we gotta put it for each one because they all need to be indented. That's interesting because it's a new line for each. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Good thing we test out the theory before we do the theory, so it's just like we get in our bones. There we go. Alright. Fun. That was tab and new lines. So let's like make a new one. I'm gonna call this one strip stop. Okay, so let's see. Let's do simple underscore URL equals no starch. So it's simple no. So let's do no starch underscore URL equals HTTPS Among Us. Like that's not what you're supposed to do. So if they want no starch. What is it called? We can just do the same thing, no? do dot remove prefix. HTTPS. Literal string to return a string with the given prefix. String remove if present. If the string starts with a prefix, string return. Or will this back? It's okay. Let's see. Ma'am, do I have to print it? Print. No. Start. That's not what I meant. It's still a variable. Oh my god. That's not what I. It's not what I. It's 2026. That's not what I meant to do. Come on now. It's supposed to be single. I know this is supposed to be in the terminal, but I'm kind of different. I'm kind of both different. No, I'm still doing the same thing. You know, okay. We just gotta. Oh. It's like when you're doing that, you could just might as well put that there. That's not, yeah. Let me just fix that, by the way. There we go. Beautiful. What happens if I just put this in parentheses one more time for the one time? Yeah, and that's why you don't, because then it prints whatever's in the parentheses. There we go. But what if I wanted to make an F string where I did da-da-da? Yeah. Okay. Moving forward, we have that. Okay, so enter the variable followed by dot, and then the method move dot prefix. Okay. Yeah. Let the original method's removing slight space, remove prefix, leaves the original string unchanged. If you want to keep the new value with the prefix removed, or either receive or assign it to the original. So if you want to keep the new value with the prefix removed, either reassign it to the original variable or assign it to a new variable. So if from the jump, I could just go, instead of doing all that, just remove HTTP. Among Us URL and URL. I wrote probably control P. Thinking, man, that's the same thing, right? No, something wrong is happening here. Cause that's not right. It's not looking like a method. Like, what are you even typing at this point for? They're like, what you talking about? I'm doing the same mistakes over again. It's still that, because it's like you're still printing on the original function. It's like, that just needs to be assigned to a variable. But his thing don't really know what are you talking about. This is not even the strip method, this is just the remove prefix method. And I'd have to print simple among URL. Alright, amongus.com. We did amongus.com. I am the owner of amongus.com. Okay, I am not the owner of amongus.com, guys. Alright, continuing forward. So we mastered the remove prefix. So hopefully we did that. I mean, he does it in the terminal. So, it works for him, I guess. HTTPS. Yeah, we still have to assign it to a variable of simple URL. So when you see a URL in the address bar in HTTPS colon // isn't shown, the browser is probably using a method like remove prefix behind the scenes. So let's avoid syntax errors with strings. Ooh, getting spicier. Sorry. So one kind of error you might see with some regularity is syntax error. A syntax error occurs when Python doesn't recognize a section of your program as valid Python code. For example, if you use an apostrophe within single quotes, you know what I mean? It'll produce an error. This happens because Python interprets everything between the first single quote and this apostrophe as a string. Apostrophe. Yeah, that's why. So I was like wondering, like, where did I read about it being like double quotations? Again, I read this on the airplane when I was doing this. So here's how to use a single and double quotes correctly. Save this program as apostrophe.py and run it. Okay. Whatever you say, sir. I should really just call this removeprefix.py. How do I rename it? Yeah, maybe I'll start the code by the time I finish the book by December, bro. God forbid. Why is this so self-evident? Do I have to really open the file just to rename it? Oh no, you can't be doing all that. Come on. Okay. I really. There we go. Okay, moving forward. Okay, let's do a new one. We're gonna call this one apostrophe. Apostrophe. I can't. It's apostrophe right there. Leaving that apostrophe. I could read it. Apostrophe. Good. Bye. There we go. Okay. Is that even right? Apostrophe? No, that point. Okay. Now I'm gonna be like, wow, she wasted so much time on dumb stuff. I need to do okay. Okay, message. One of Python's strengths is this diverse community. I put a apostrophe. No, I put it. You're supposed to put a Python apostrophe there. Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, so do you speak English? Community is it's what is Python? Is this diverse community? I'm writing more than it's asking me to. Yeah, and like what I understand is that if you have a quotation parentheses in here, or is it an apostrophe, then you should put double quotation parentheses outside, right? Single quote, you should use double quotes outside. So then, see, because if we do it with single quotations, it's all wacky now. It hates it. Look at it. It's just like it doesn't know where the string terminates. Because it's like, is it terminate here Or does it terminate here? It's like, no, bro, it terminates here. It starts here and it terminates here. That's just a fake guy. However, if you use single quotes, a Python can't identify where it should end, where the thing should end. Stop. Kind of Python strength is a diverse community. Boom. Wait, I still have to print it. Now, boom. So glad. You see the following output file: rstrip line 1 message point Python strength is a diverse community. It's unterminated literal detected at line 1. In the output, you can see that the errors occur right after the final quote. Syntax error indicates that the interpreter doesn't recognize something in the code as valid Python code. I think that the problem might be a string that's not quoted correctly. Errors can come in a variety of sources, but I'll point out some common ones that arise. You might see syntax errors often as you learn to write proper Python code. Syntax errors are also the least specific kind of error. They can be particularly difficult and frustrating to identify and correct. If you get stuck on a particularly stubborn error, see suggestions in Appendix C. So, let's know proper Python code syntax errors. All the least specific kind of error, but they can be the most difficult and frustrating. So let's be careful there. Okay. So make sure we don't have an unterminated string literal. Okay. So your syntax highlighting feature your editor's syntax highlighting feature should help you spot some syntax errors quickly as you write your programs. If you see Python code highlighted as if it was English or English highlighted as if it's Python code, okay, then you'll probably have a mismatched quotation mark somewhere in your file. So English highlighted as if it's Python code. Okay, good. Alright, so save the following exercises in a separate file with a name like case_cases.py. Okay. Alright, we gotta make another file. So we're gonna do, let's gonna call it name_case.py. Okay, let's see. Spend lots of time writing. If you get stuck, take a break till you see the suggestions in Appendix C. Personal message. Use a variable to represent a name and print the message to that person. Your message should be simple as, "Hello Eric, would you like to learn some Python today?" And then use a variable to represent a person's name, then print that person's name in uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, and case title. Famous quote. Find a quote from a person who you admire. Print the quote and name and the name of its author. Your output should look something like the following, including the quotation marks. Famous quote. Repeat exercise 2 to 5, but this time represent the famous person's name using a variable called famous_person. And compose your message, and then to present it with a new variable called message. By the way, we're at the end of the exercise now. I'm just reading this out. So, use a variable to represent a person's name. It includes some white space characters in the beginning and the end of the name, and then make sure you use each character combination. -t and ones print the name, shipping function, file extensions, remove suffix. Alright, let's start off with the first one. So, let's see, where am I? Okay. So, personal message. Use a variable to represent a person's name and print a message to that person. Your message should be simple as, "Hello Eric, would you like to learn some Python today?" So, we're going to make name equal Eric. Wait a minute. Hold up. One moment. Okay. Hey. So, we're going to do message. Oh, what's it called? Personal underscore message equal. Hey. what's your name? The name. Let's do hey, Eric. I know. Name. Oh, hello, Eric. Hello. This is wrong. Barnaby. See. Hello, name. Should I say, would you like to learn Python? But instead of name, personal message seems like it should be an F string instead. F string. I like F strings. Okay, we did the first one. Alright, next one. Name cases use a variable to represent a person's name and then put that person's name in uppercase, lowercase, and title case. Okay, let's see. We have a method acting on that, so we have name dot that's not right, is it? I do something wrong, don't I? So then it's highlighting it. That is one. It gives one. It just wants to print one time. That's not what you're supposed to do. Try and do this directly from memory. Okay. Okay. Because chat, I'm gonna go to name.py. Where is upper? How do I use a dot upper? Full sentence. Yeah, we have to find a new variable. Or do we? Yeah, hashtag. Why am I so emotional? Working through my feelings. I just had to come up with some random names. Okay, let's see. Method underscore 6 equals F string print message 6. Print method 6. Oh wow, that's lovely. Like that in high tea. There we go. It's an hour. So we gotta do with a variable. And I just trying to remember. Do I assign it to a variable? F string, okay. Title, okay. Part the message, okay. But the variables stay the same. But the message, you gotta assign it a message. So like the message would be another variable. So message equal Eric, name dot upper. Print message. That's not right. It doesn't like that. It definitely doesn't like that now. But it's not even there. Yeah, that still doesn't help it. I just changed the name of it. Oh. Eric. That doesn't look menacing at all. I feel like this is inefficient. I guess I would do upper. Then let's do a message. Scroll lower. Let's do a message. I at least finish my thing. Let's do so fussy. Oh wait, we wouldn't want that in there. Or would we? Hell, we would, we would, we would want you to be. You're my baby. You look like a lady. Ooh, looks like an armpit. What you talking about today? Hey, hey. Where's that are you doing again? I'm acting. This is like a bajillion methods acting on one little message. Why do I have message 2 there still? Message underscore. I'm making my new lines way too quick. Way too quick. You're just like, what are you even typing, bro? Okay, there we go. Alright then. Let's just write this whole again. So we're gonna ask you to print that, please. And then, would it be over here? I just want to try it with one, okay? I forgot to, sorry. Eric upper. Eric. Oh, we already did upper. Sorry, y'all. I have a, wait, no. Yeah, Eric's already upper. Eric's already on the up. Let me just do, yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. I got like a little bit, it takes me a little bit of time. Message, scroll lower. Message, underscore title. And just boop. Eric. Yes, I wanted to do it in one shot. But I didn't want to. I don't know. I didn't want to have like 3 print statements. I feel like that's like too many. I didn't want to be like print upper, print lower, print title. No, just print it all in one line with the F string. I like F string. What just fell down? I don't know. Okay. Then let's do famous quote. Find a quote from a famous person you admire. Print the quote in the name of its author. Your output should look like something like the following. Albert Einstein once said, "A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new." So I'm gonna do Freeman Dyson. I actually did this exercise before, but I have a very specific quote that I like from Mr. Dyson. No, not Mr. Dyson. You never learn from Dyson. Something like that. It was like James Dyson. Enjoy failure and learn from it. You never learn from success. That's James Dyson. Yep. Okay, let's see. So the name is going to be famous underscore person equals James Dyson. And so we're going to print the message as famous person once said. I feel like that's doesn't need you. Do you need a spit? Do you need some spit? Once said. Learn from failure. You never learn to enjoy failure. Because it's like, do I put that in the quotation marker? Because it's terminating here. And I forgot. First single, no, didn't like that. I'm trying to end it here. Person who never made a mistake never learned anything new. And then terminates here. Make it message. Can I make it my own quotation mark? Terminates here, but then let's just try it. Syntax error. I love syntax error. Fix it. No, I won't do it, bro. You have to learn from. I literally have to learn from the quote, bro. Learn to enjoy failure. Hmm. Hmm. Did that fix that real time? Hmm. I was able to do this exercise before, so hmm. You know what? Let me just print simple messages. Message famous. Oops. Let's read a bit more about apostrophes. Okay, so the apostrophe inside a double set of double quotes. So the Python interpreter has no problem reading the string correctly. However, if you use single quotes, Python can't identify where the thing should end. So you should see the following. We got 12 more minutes. Dog, till I gotta bust out of here. So, oh my goodness, I itch my ears. Sorry about that. So, let's see. See, I've corrected this before, but this is why I need to take time. Slow down, my professor says. I remember I paid a lot of attention the first time I did this. So one kind of syntax error you might see some irregularity is a syntax error. Syntax error occurs when Here's how to use single and double quotes correctly. Save this program as apostrophe.py and then run it. One of Python's strengths is its diverse community. One of Python's strengths is its diverse community. Let's go to Appendix C. Let's learn about that. Getting help. So let's see. Take a break. Official documentation. /learn Python. Select. Okay. Because I don't want to print statements. Alright. That Python is amazing. Buddy. Hmm. Because this closes here, this here. That didn't even make no sense. Wait, when I did that. So Python doesn't like it when I hit the return key. But I have to, I don't know, go like boom, 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 boom. Interesting. I wonder why it doesn't like that. No, I don't want that. Do I want it like that? Two. I put a two there. Why did you put a two? I'm having multiple questions arise. First of all, why is there a two? Second of all, why doesn't Python like it when I press the return key or the enter key? It's not very Pythonic. Okay then. Okay. Alright then. Stripping names. Variable called message. Oh, we'll just name this as famous message underscore. trying to be Pythonic like that, you know what I mean? It's still giving me that too. It doesn't like something. I don't know. Interesting situation here. Okay, very nice. Okay, so then what we have is stripping names. Use the variable to represent the use a variable to represent person's name, include some white space characters, send a name. Sure, use each character combination T and girl. I'd love to do this, but I need to get to class. So guys, I don't know if I'm gonna pause the video for now. I think I might upload it because I don't know what life will hold after I leave this home for today. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.